We have a movie star with us? Who's this? Who's this? Let's do this. Good morning, guys. Guys, gang. Actually, I read a story on the net the other day that said you shouldn't use guys anymore. It's supposed to be, not usable. So I'm gonna have to find another word. Hello, gang. Can I? Carving this morning. We're going to work on the block, the one that I pasted down the other day. It's one of the color blocks for our famous sprint, and we're going to work on. It's a very, very easy block to do. Just outline the shapes for the creatures. But those of you who were with us a couple of days ago know that I broke my knife the other day. Yeah, you're saying guys is a neutral term, but there is a growing mood, it seems, that's asking for this not to be used. I don't have a reference to it, but it was a story I read yesterday before in the Times, I think, New York Times. There's a mood that it shouldn't be used. Okay. A peaceful, peaceful stream this morning. Yesterday here was beyond chaotic. Beyond chaotic. 5:30 in the morning, get up to get the train out to Olme to get ready for the TV guys. They left here just before 11 o'clock last night, so it was a crazy, insane day yesterday. Did I retrieve the broken knife tip from the wood? No, it's one of those little black dots. That block is now finished. And also, actually, it was just a tiny little break. It wasn't an actual big piece of metal that would be in there to bother us. Interesting that you'd remember that kind of a detail, but in this case, it isn't particularly applicable. Remember, after I broke it the other day, I went on and kept carving for quite a while, so that area is finished. There's nothing to worry about. Blade really has turned out to be a good one. After the initial breaking back when we were first using it a few months ago, it's turned out to be very stable. Okay, that's enough for the 400. The shape is ready. Over to the 1000 for the general sharpening. Yesterday for the TV, it was the Olme day and everything. The very first day, they arrived about 3 hours later than they had scheduled, so I had no need to get up at 5:30 anyway. It was an indication of how incompetent they are all day long. We see all different kinds of producers here, it's interesting. Some guys will know what they're doing. Okay, let's do this. Hi, good. Cut, take. Oh, no, let's do it again. Cut, take. Okay, next. Within a few hours, everything is done. This guy yesterday was just completely, totally inefficient. What should we do now? What should we do now? He's wandering around. I had got the wrong impression because he came here so many times, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, thinking and planning. I was thinking it was going to be a super efficient organization. They would really know what they were doing. No, his same hazy insecurity and everything else was, during the filming, it was the same thing. Thinking and planning. I spent half my day just standing around waiting for him to get organized. They're coming back on Friday for the second day of it. This is good. This is a nice blade. It just cuts straight away. The young girl who was part of the team, those 4 guys, it was a producer, cameraman, sound man, and a lady assistant. And she was really sympathetic. Like, she's obviously worked on different crews before and knows who's competent and who's not. And she kept coming up to me and saying, "It's okay, we'll figure this out, don't worry." She's like, she was sort of my partner in it, you know. And the camera just did what he was told, just pointed the camera and shot, you know. It's really too bad. And crazy, we finished up in Ome around 6 o'clock or so. It was just getting too dark to continue. And the next thing on the schedule that he prepared was doing a test printing of one of the prints here in Asakusa. This was all scheduled out. We were supposed to be back in Asakusa around 6 o'clock, but come 6 we were still in Ome. So whatever, get in the car and come back here. They get in the car, they've got a truck full of camera gear and stuff like that. This is in my house out in Ome. They get in the car and there's room for me, whatever. As I get towards the car, the guy says, "No, Dave, tell you what, we'll drop you off at the station, okay? And we'll meet you back in Asakusa." And I'm like, this is now rush hour, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, "You've got a seat in the car. You're going to drop me at the station. I'm going to fight my way through a stand-up train for 2.5 hours to meet you in Asakusa." He says, "Yeah, our insurance doesn't cover any extra people. Only the staff." Drops me at the station. 2.5 hours later, standing on the train, screwing around. They've taken the car. They've stopped for dinner. They're waiting in Asakusa for me. I've been standing on the train for 2.5 hours. They say, "Let's get it going, let's get going, let's get going." No dinner, no nothing. I should have just had the guts to throw it all out, you know, but whatever. Anyway, not to complain. Sorry. Turning into a grumpy old man here. Let's get some carving done. Yo-sho. Okay, where's my block? Now, we're going to have to cover up some of this, right? This is now officially, what am I going to use here? What's this? A receipt for 500 pieces of paper. I think I better get a piece of tape or something. Okay. Good morning. What's happening here? No, the favorite kanji drawing thing is interesting. I know, he didn't ask me about it yesterday. He's going to just sort of postpone that thing right to the end. And actually, in the interim, okay, to bring other people up to date who don't know what it's talking about, the kanji drawing thing. When they were doing their planning for this program, at some point, just before he left, in the last day of the planning, he said, "Oh, by the way, also, what's your favorite character, Chinese character? What's your favorite kanji?" I'm looking at him. I don't do favorites. People are asking me my favorite food, my music. I don't care about that stuff. And he said, "Oh, yeah, it's decided on the program. You tell me your favorite kanji, we'll have a brush there, you brush it out, and we'll talk about it on the program." And I got a bit upset because I don't want to be a performing seer. Look at this, the foreigner can actually draw Japanese characters. Ooh, ah. There's two problems with that. One is I don't want to perform, and second is I can't do it. I don't do it well. I don't draw. I've never practiced writing Japanese characters. I'm left-handed also, to boot. So I just said, no, I don't do that. I don't do performing. Go away. And he said, "No, it's part of the program. It's really decided. Everybody has to do this on our program." And I said no again. So rather than fight about it, he said, "Let's talk about it later." So that's what the reference in the stream here is, what's going to go on. So we haven't had our little showdown yet. He's going to probably come back on Friday. And what we do is he wants me to do that in the studio. After we finished our taping yesterday and then on Friday, the tape segments are all ready. Then on September the 7th, I go to the studio and it's a live program on an afternoon program. And the guests there, the panels are there. I sit down next to the guests. We watch the video that they took over the past few days and we chat and blah, blah, blah. And part of that scenario, they bring out the brush and please give us your next kanji. So anyway, as I said, I didn't want to do it. So at the moment there's a standoff, he will want me to do it. And he's going to come back with a little bit of a push. In the interim, I've thought of an actual way to get around this. I can tell you half the story here, but I can't tell you the whole story because I've got a surprise for him. I don't know how much I can tell you because I don't want this to leak. I don't know. Let's postpone it a bit. I'll say yes to him. I'll say yes. And then I'll mumble, I'm not very good at drawing. I can't really do this. Perhaps I'll get the character wrong. I'm not really sure. And he'll say, oh, don't worry. They'll all laugh at the phone anyway. So we'll approach it like that. I'll sit down there. They will give me the paper. They will give me the brush. And I've got an idea about what to do. Whatever. I'm sorry to tease. I wasn't trying to tease. I was just trying to answer the question that was in the stream here. I've got an idea what to do. And if I can actually get away with this, some of the people will think, oh my God, what has he done? And some people will think, cool. We'll see what it is. As I said, I had no intention to tease. I'm just answering the question. So, picking inappropriate character. The problem is it's live. This is why he wants to know in advance what's going on, so that they can filter it and make sure it's all okay. All right, what are we doing here? What do we need to do? I think I better I don't need the microscope, of course. Let me put my normal lens on. That'll give me a zone to carve in. Let's just do a bit of carving. That's why we're here, right? Not sure if you're allowed to watch it work. I'm sorry, guys. It's up to you. If there's any danger of getting fired, then turn it off. What can I say? Please. Sometimes when we're carving these color blocks, you've got a line here. I've got to go down this line trying to decide where the edge of the color block is. And there's a sort of a decision to make. Do I carve on the outside of the line? Do I carve on the inside of the line, halfway through the line? And it varies. It depends. If we've got a light color and a dark color, we would normally carve it so the light colors overlap the dark a bit. They would be totally invisible. And if you do it the wrong way, you might end up with small white gaps there. And in this case, the one I'm doing right now, this is a light color on the octopus skin and no color. It'll be blank paper for the woman's body. So this one's fairly critical. If I make a mistake one way, the octopus skin will show a little bit of a light line. If I carve it wrong the other way, there will be a blur, a blob of color on the woman's skin. As you can guess, one of those is fixable, one is not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve a little bit proud on this, not shy. Now the part that you see in yellow here will be color. It won't be yellow-green, it'll be octopus color. And if I carve them a bit proud, we can always trim it back a little bit later after printing starts. We can't trim the whole damn thing, so I'm not going to carve it all past the line. But if there's a little bit of a mistake here and there, you can trim it back. But if it's shy, you're out of luck because there's a white line showing. Are we on screen? I think I'm okay. If it wanders off, let me know. It's going to be a pleasant few days' work, very stress-free. Should we go? Just fall around the outside maybe. That's it. So let's just fall around the outside. No, it doesn't matter. Camilo Bada sent an email. Yes, I went through to Cameron. He showed it to me, and his reply, I think he must have replied to already, I thought, or he's preparing a reply. Something else too, before I forget, it's on my list of things to remind you. I got an email overnight. The documentary that was done about our work a couple of years ago, it's been coming up and down, showing here and there, and showing in various places, and being cancelled from some and shown on others. We got a note from the documentary producers, the owners, last night, that starting immediately, the documentary is now on Hulu. I think that's pretty much just America. I'm not really sure how the Hulu system works. So as of right now, it's on Hulu, and I checked the Hulu website, and yeah, there's a page for the documentary. It won't let me see it because I'm here in Japan, but it seems there is a page there. I put a link on our Facebook page just a few minutes before I started the stream. So the documentary is there, and the Hulu page also tried to send me another promotion saying the wonderful documentary Dreams of Sushi. Jiro Dreams of Sushi is now also on Hulu this month as well. So you can watch 2 documentaries together about Japan. Again, I believe that's probably just our American friends. I guess I don't really know. I'm sorry. If you want a link, it's on our Facebook page. I put it up there a few minutes ago. Now this one's a bit curious here. There's this seaweed stuff here, and the creature overlaps the seaweed. So which is in front and which is behind? I can't really tell which is which here. It's just behind the eye. Okay, the seaweed is in front, and the creature is behind it at this point. In some points the tentacle is in front, but right here the seaweed is in front and the creature is at the back. So we're going to see the creature through the holes in the seaweed. So I cut the seaweed out here. Seaweed or anemone or whatever it is. I still don't even know what this is. We really want to avoid little white spots that are not on any block. They're really visible on a print. If it turns out that you've missed something on every block, it shows up as a white, bright white spot in the middle of the print. This one won't be so bad because her entire body is white, but if we're in the middle of an area that's full of color and dark and other stuff, and all of a sudden there's a little white dot, they really show up. And I would have to put a plug in. So at the moment I'm being careful, I'm overlapping more. I've cut the octopus in, overlapping the seaweed. It's much easier to trim off later. See what I'm talking about here? These white parts of the growth on the rocks, around them there was a green block before, so we've probably got green in here, but I don't know if I caught it all. So I'm going to run the octopus color under here, There might be a green color on top, and we'll have to trim one of those later. But if I don't do this now, it's really possible that one of these triangles will turn out to be white. Same thing here. So I'm going to overlap this. I'm going to cut it right down into the middle. Cut it right down like that. Then pop out the triangles, which I know are supposed to be white. When we were filming in Oma yesterday, and they had told me, a few things that they want to do. One was to go into the mountains behind my house. They wanted to go to the spot where I did the camping for the My Solitude series. It turned out that wasn't really possible because the night before we did this, the other night, there was a huge rainstorm, both here in Tokyo and up in Ome. And the mountainside was just totally, absolutely soaking wet. They weren't prepared for anything. They didn't have rain gear. They didn't have anything to protect the gear. So we got to the entrance where the hiking trail starts. And also, I haven't been there myself for 3 or 4, more longer, 5 years or so since we opened the Asakusa shop. So we troop out of the house, we get to the part where the entrance to the hiking trail starts, and it's an overgrown jungle. Nobody else has been going in there. I mean, I used to go up and down all the time, but nobody else goes in there. So it's just a jungle, and it's a soaking wet jungle. And we look at it, and I'm like, could you guys really want to do this? And he says, yeah, I really want to catch this. So he's just like, you first, you know where we're going. So I'm in my, the same shirt I got on and jeans and whatever, and I got my sandals on. And away we go. And we got nothing to cut with. And there's these overgrown bushes and crap and spiky stuff and whatever, and spider webs. And we get like 2 or 3 minutes into it, and I am just already soaked. They're following me and beating the stuff back. So rather than walk 15, 20 minutes through the stuff to get to the point where I do my camping, we just stop like 1 minute in, halfway up this slope, and the guy says, okay, look, let's just, whatever, let's do this. Sit on this log or stand here and let's just try taking a couple of shots. So we did. We're like just less than 1 minute from my house, standing on this slope, surrounded by sugi trees. And we do the thing. I stand there, looking in the air, listening to the bird song. They pan the camera around. And he says, Dave, what do you think about this? And I'm, oh, it's so wonderful to be in the green, away from the noise of Tokyo, blah, blah, blah. And we're like 1 minute from my house. So we get out of there and I try and get dried off. Absolute chaos. You go first. They also totally buggered me up last night. We got back here, like I said, around 8:30 or something like that. Started going, no dinner, no nothing. And that's about auction time. There was a bunch of auctions last night here on the public auctions, Yahoo auctions. There was a bunch of stuff I wanted to get. And I'm like, just a minute, look, I gotta turn my computer on. He says, no, Dave, look, we gotta get this going. We gotta get out of here, blah, 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 blah. Do the filming, you know. So I missed all of the auctions last night. No chance to bid on them. And there was a bunch of nice old wood blocks came up last night, which at the time I had seen it in the afternoon, but the day before, nobody had bid on. There were some auctions. Some temple had dropped a bunch of old wood blocks that had sutras or something on it. There's thousands of those around. Every temple in the country used to have a bunch of old prayer blocks. They'd carved them themselves, or they'd had a workshop carve them out. There's all different levels of them. I mean, those monks and stuff didn't have a whole lot to do, so some of them would sit there drawing prayers and carving prayers and stuff like that. So these blocks come up all the time. And they're really not of any art value or antique value. They're just pieces of wood. And there was 4, 5, or 6 that were on auction last night. The guy had put them up individually instead of as a group of 6. I had hoped to get them because they were really badly carved. I could plane them off with no conscience, no bad conscience at all. I missed them. I'm going up this morning, I see somebody got them for a couple of thousand yen. The sound you just heard wasn't the toilet flushing, it was another request coming in for the Great Wave print. When you're working at the edge of a long block like this, you get to the limit of what can go on this bench, What if I'm in the middle of the block, it just rotates in the middle of the bench, but once I'm at the very edge here, we're right to the end. It's pushing the microphone out. I think we're okay. Well, there's other small news. I know it's funny news. I know. I got an email Monday night. Tuesday we're closed. We weren't going to be here out at home, and Cameron also was going to do work from home. Wasn't going to be here. None of the printers were scheduled to come, so this place was going to be closed down yesterday. On Monday night, I got a message from the people who were doing our shutter graphics. They said, we're all set to get this going tomorrow. Can you just confirm a couple of dimensions for me? So I call him back and say, what's going on? I mean, there isn't going to be anybody here tomorrow. You can do the shutter from outside, it'll be locked. And he said, no, we need access to the inside. We've got to clean the whole thing front and back, and de-oil it and all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm not going to be here. And it turned out he'd been confused. Cameron had booked it for next Tuesday, so Cameron says. And the guy thought it was for this Tuesday, so he says. I haven't confirmed, and I don't really care who was wrong, it doesn't matter. So it didn't happen yesterday. So next Tuesday is Shutter Day. Some of you watching this stream, one of you watching this stream knows what this is all about. But our new shutter graphic goes live next Tuesday. And I have mixed feelings about it. We had planned this from years in advance, what to have on our shutter in the new shop once we got access to the first floor. I don't need that, that's her there. And we're going to go ahead with it, but since we've opened the first floor, we have been, most days a week, we've been open in the evenings anyway. So the shutter is, of course, open. So even if we do get a nice, new, beautiful shutter graphic, it will only be visible to the world from like 10 at night through till 7:30 in the morning. I open it at about 7:30 to come in here and get ready for the stream. But it can't be helped, doesn't matter. I know it'll be an interesting, beautiful thing. And even though the only people who are going to see it are the night owls and the drunks who are heading home at that time of night. the special Twitch stream unveil. That might be difficult because of the length of the camera cables and stuff. Not sure if I can do it. If they're going to be, as according to the plan, they'll be doing it next Tuesday afternoon or whatever. So that means Wednesday morning when we do our stream. 1 week from now, Wednesday morning, as we sit here, the shutter, as you can see it now, it's half closed there. The new graphic will be on the back of that. I have no way to get my cables that long to get out there and show it to you. So, I don't know. Probably nothing will happen next Wednesday. What we'll do is after it's up there, Cameron, I guess, is going to be here. Maybe we'll take separate video of it, and then we'll put that video in here and maybe play it while you're watching. But there's nothing I can really do it for you live, I think. Mokahankan is closed some Tuesdays. If you're thinking of coming, just put Tuesday off your mind. We are open some Tuesdays. We sit here and do it and open the shutter anyway, but no guarantees. Our hours are closed Tuesdays. Yeah, of course, we'll shoot some video or something. It's going to be, because we're going to be talking about it on social media and stuff, so. Not quite sure which is Octopus here and which is her. So we'll leave that corner for the moment because we can't fool around with it here. So. Another interesting aspect about this shutter. Oh, here he is. Was it that time already? 8:33. No, he's early.
Yeah. Oh.
He was chatting about the shutter here.
Oh, yeah.
The confusion. They expected the.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But he did write me later and said, "I'll bring the sample over on Monday."
Maybe next Monday?
Yeah, next Monday. So
did
someone
I
was
misunderstood it yesterday?
I don't know.
So he wanted it to be done today. He wanted to do the final confirmation. He wanted to know what the pitch was. How wide the slats are, because they've got to adjust their software to double, whatever.
Put the whole.
So.
Huh. Okay.
I'm carving dangerous stuff, so it might actually won't change. We'll put in that camera. It doesn't matter. Whatever. So I just chatted about the stream.
Today or now?
Do a few minutes, whatever.
Okay.
And then whatever. We're just chatting about this and that and this and that. Let's see. It's funny, You come to work. How many people in the world? No, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not shooting at you. Relax. How many people in the world come to work and 1 minute later they're on live TV every day? That's my routine. What do you do, Dad? I go to work and I open the door and then I'm on live TV 30 seconds later.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's do it. Away you go.
All right.
I saw a couple of new names. You might have to introduce yourself.
Oh, cool. Hello, everyone. I have microscope in front of me.
Can they see? So
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Swing it behind me here.
Put it on the Twitch keyboard or something.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It should be heavy enough. It's all right.
Oh, they did my introduction. Okay, cool.
Yesterday was chaotic.
You know me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We got tons of stuff in the can, but the guy, he's been here like so many days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had the impression that, wow, he's been really thorough. He's just trying to dig to the bottom of this. So I've been thinking of it kind of in a positive way.
Yeah.
He's not thorough. He's just incompetent. He just keeps doing the same thing again and again and again. Doesn't know what to do next, so just keeps, sort of mucking around.
Rehashing
and that's
the
what
same
the filming was
concept.
like. So what are we going to do? He says, to me, what are we going to do next? And I'm like,
I thought this was your show.
No, a competent producer has a list. They prepared. Let's do this. Oops, can't do that because of a problem. Switch to plan B. Do this. They go through it. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
This guy just muddled around. The girl who was the accessory girl who carries a tripod. She comes over and says, "Dave, just whatever, relax." The guy is just a total incompetence.
Oh no.
We finished just before about 10:30
p.m.
p.m.
last night.
here, and I hadn't eaten. But if
Right.
I told
Oh
the
no,
story.
did you came here by 10:30 p.m.?
No, they left here at 10:30. We did the filming in Ome. They got later and later and later. We missed Ishigami-san. She went home. He says, "Can you phone her and ask her to come back?" I said, "No, we told you she was going to be here till 3 o'clock." Bang, 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 bang. So we finished there around 6. I remember exactly, around 6. And they pile in the car to come back here and do the test printing we were going to do last night. And I try and I've already told the story on the stream, so I try and get in the car. And the guys, "Yeah, Nate, no, just for a minute, we'll drop you off at the station and then meet you in Asakusa."
What?
And this is like rush hour, 6 o'clock train. I was there's a seat here. He said, "No, our insurance doesn't allow you to be in here. It's only for the professional staff. So we're taking a risk, but we'll take you to the station." They drop me at the station. They go off, have dinner, head on the freeway, head back here, get here, rested and waiting. I'm on a 2.5 hours standing up. I don't want to tell a story. Wow. And we get here and like they're saying, "Look, we got to get going, please, just..." And the girl, after I'm sitting, I'm getting the blocks ready for the test print. The girl comes up beside me and says, "Look, I got an onigiri. Can you have this onigiri, please, please, please?" And the camera's already ready. It's just. So this guy just whatever. I'm sorry. I'm complaining again. I said I wouldn't do this. Just sound like a grumpy old man complaining. I'm sorry.
But wow, that sounds like a difficult day.
And it's too easy to get into this mood. "Oh, I'm complaining about these bad things that people did to me." I don't want to become that kind of person. But yesterday was that kind of a day. So, anyway, sorry, forget it. Let's put it aside. It's pleasant carving.
Yeah. So you finished off the last block. You did all those fine hairs, and now you're on
the
Octopus.
That was done
That's
a few
great.
days ago. So.
Great.
There's good news and bad news about this Octopus. We are now moving forward very well on it. This block is coming up. This is the 4th block of 8. And we've got all the tracing in the can that I pretty much traced through for all the rest of the blocks. So the plan was to do this block now over the next few days, then prepare another piece of wood and move forward to the next one.
Right.
A little bit of it, something else has come up, which I actually should have been able to foresee, whatever. I know next year's series, the concept for next year's series with me and Jed. Subscription series.
Right.
Plans have been moving forward on that.
Oh, good.
And, Jed's been trying to convince me, the backstory here. Jed's been trying to convince me to do a certain series.
Yeah.
And I've been okay with the concept of the series, but I have not been okay with the production.
Yeah, the details of how it's going to move forward.
Yes, I mean, how we can make such complicated prints on a 1-month schedule. And basically, we haven't been able to do that. The concept that Jed wants me to try is not doable on our schedule of 1 a month with our current staff, Kawasaki-san carving this and that, or the printers. They're too complicated to do
quickly
in 1 month.
Yeah.
But thinking about it again, I was chatting with Ishikawa-san and a couple of the printers, and I think we've found sort of a way through this. We're going to do the more complicated concept that Jed would like us to do, and which I don't mean just Jed, I mean me too. I would like to do this. And we're going to double team it. So instead of Kawasaki-san just doing 1 print each month, Kawasaki-san will do 1 print on a 2-month basis. We're going to rotate. We've got 4 carvers in it. Me, Kawasaki-san, Chon-san, and Yumi-san.
Yeah.
So Kawasaki-san will be the main carver. She'll do numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And the odd numbers, I'm going to do number 1.
Oh, nice.
Because that has to be done, early, and it has to be videoed. All those other carvers, we can't video what's going on. So
that's working right here.
So I'm going to do number 1, both the carving and the test printing.
Okay.
Which will end up on, of course, on a YouTube video for helping promote the series and stuff.
Right.
So I'll do number 1. And Chon-san's working on the cat series, so either Yumi-san, whatever, not quite sure, Chon-san or Yumi-san will do number 3. And then from there I can't see it, so probably Chon-san will come back to do number 5.
Kawasaki-san is definitely doing the even numbers, and then one of the other carvers will do the odd
and Kawasaki-san, she's still working on the last print for the Kickstarter fulfillment from last year, the 2 souls entwined, which is why she can't do this. I can't put a 3rd job on top of her. It's just impossible. Yeah. We just got too much going on. So anyway, long story short, I think I'm going to go, I'll show it to you today. I think I'm going to go with the concept that Jed and I have been toying with and playing with. I'm going to go out on a gangplank here. I might end up in the drink. We might end up in the drink. And it'll clearly be a more expensive series, because if I'm double teaming this, the staff gets paid only once every 2 months instead of once every month. Right. Now they're doing other work as well, of course, so it doesn't matter. But the price will have to be back to where it was in the Yokai series, so at least 4,000 yen. Yeah. The Yokai series, they got 2 separate small prints for 4,000. And that's probably going to have to be the price for this one. It'll be a print the same size as the portraits prints we did. You know, the Shovel Knight and Death Stare and those prints in that series.
Much more.
They will be much more
difficult.
These are Shin-hanga prints, landscape prints. And we're going to do Jed Henry's Seasons in Japan. And it'll be a series of 12 prints covering 12 seasons, a bunch of different places, some urban, some rural, some real, some imaginary. It's not going to be the 12 most famous spots in Japan. It's just going to be 12 places in Japan. Jed's got a bunch of sketches in his book already. He's coming in October because he's been here. He was here sketching last year. He's coming again in October, and he's going to hit the ground running. We're going to kick him out of here. He's just going to go. Bang, out you go. He's got a list of places to go and visit, sketchbook in hand, and rain or shine or whatever. Out he goes to get them done. He does not want to work from a Google image search. Because the pictures are all just standard iPhone, pick it up, shoot it, go away. They're all the same, stuff like that.
He wants to go see stuff
and see stuff and feel it and experience it. So.
Kind of like you talked about with Shiba-san did. Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same story. So Shiba-san's new print. She wants to breathe the air in that location, feel the ghosts and all that stuff. She's a bit more melodramatic than I would be on it, but
but
that's the point.
Wants to experience the design and the inspiration from it. Cool.
And the first, we can show Jed's already Instagram, so what the hell, let's do this. I know, do we have a link to Jed's Instagram account? The other day, he and I were talking about this new image, the one that's going to be #1, the showpiece for the series.
Right.
And my feeling would be not to show it publicly until we get it carved and build up tension.
But he's already showed it.
Of course, I knew. Before he showed it to me. He's so, is he here, Jedson, are you here? I can say this. He's sort of, quote, insecure, and he wants the likes.
Yeah. Oh, someone already shared the link. So,
Jed's Instagram. Yeah. So, and what you're seeing there is not the delicately line drawn woodblock print, but it's the first artist's draft of what the thing would be. And this is one here.
Oh,
we are coming to Asakusa. So again, the drawing here is funky. The temple lines are not drawn nice, but this look and feel. And look at that. Those lanterns. Your eyes start to hurt. They're so bright when you look at those lanterns. It's really, really cool. And he's probably already disappointed. There's not enough likes on this compared to the Nintendo stuff we do or whatever. But I don't care.
Something else you predicted. Someone commented saying, "This needs some spray snow, Mokuhankan style." You were just saying, we should make more prints with spray snow.
We were talking about that while I was doing the sizing the other day.
Yep.
I can admit, as soon as you mention one thing, it becomes real. You can't just chat idly about things because they become, What's this?
What is this? Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's a color. He's trying to do.
Color
a color palette. It's palettes, So, and I'm not so sure that makes any sense. And I get it. I get what Jed is trying to do, and I can't be in any big. Go for it. He's made a color palette for the whole year.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, the colors we're going to get on the paper aren't going to match the colors that you print from Photoshop.
Right.
So, whatever. If it helps him get things worked out, and if it helps him feel a bit more serious, then okay. But I myself, I'm not going to really pay too much attention to that. So.
Because you can't make it identical.
It won't work. So.
But that's the same even now with the G-Clay prints versus the woodblock printed versions of the ukiyo-e heroes. They don't look identical, but it helps get the idea of what the image should look like.
But I'm happy he's sort of studying in that sense, rather than just totally flying by the seat of his pants,
Yeah.
Is Jed here today? I don't know if he's on. So.
No, he hasn't jumped in yet, but Quoting Gummy says, that was me mentioning the spray snow. So.
I didn't tell you. Over on the Instagram page.
Yeah, over on Instagram. So. It comes up again. Is something up with the mic? There's no limiter. Loud noises displease the computer overlords. Whatever that is.
We're here. We've got a nice stream. It's okay. We're not making a whole bunch of loud noises here. Maybe my woodblock gets close to the mic. No. That was it. Yeah.
No more laughing. No more joy allowed on this stream.
And print parties have really, really quieted down. This is going to be the quietest week since February. I'm really kind of happy about that. No, I've had enough. I'm really had enough. There's so much, desk work to do and back work to do. You've got a video to make. We've all got stuff to do.
There's all other projects.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. If we don't have too many customers this week, I am not bothered about it at all. August is already a record-breaking month. Totally record-breaking month.
Mm-hmm. It's been a wild year so far.
And this fall, I don't even know what's going to happen. But this last week of the summer, people are not traveling so much. We were talking about this. There's no Labor Day here in Japan, but same idea. People have gone home now. Kids are getting ready to go back to school.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot of people traveling in the fall, and a lot of people have traveled in the summer. But it's not so many people traveling just at this tail end of the summer. Something. Yep. Am I on camera? I can't quite see where it is.
No, you're right in there.
Let's keep her teeth white here. Chuk, 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 chuk.
Not the blackened teeth of the hair.
Well, it's not that way in the original. I don't think.
Right.
This is a working lady.
Yeah.
So she's not got makeup on.
Right. Nubeus. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. It says, sent a message earlier and we may have missed it. Video description for YouTube has a link that was misformatted, that looks like. So we'll see if we can
For
fix
which
it.
video?
Yeah, we have a lot of videos. So let us know which one and we'll get that straightened out. I don't want a broken link.
Link to what? No.
Yeah, it looks like a link to mokuhancon.com.
Oh, it's missing the HTTPS, or?
I'm not sure. Oh, on the most recent video. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll check when we're done here.
We'll take a look.
It could be we found there's a mistake. I've got a mistake in my redirects on the octopusprint.com. Is redirecting to Mokuhancon.
Oh no.
I don't know why. I know it's part of, we did the redirect to wash out the wwws and HTTPS, and I've got it malformed somehow. And when people go to the octopusprint.com, it won't allow them to do so. It redirects it to the Mokuhancon top page. Actually, people were telling me about that the other day, but I forgot. Well, I didn't forget yesterday. I was kind of busy yesterday. But, so it's on my list of things to do. Okay. Put it down. Put it on my list of things to do right here. Octopus. There's today's list. Kanai-san. I got to send paper to Kanai-san today for sure. She got the blocks. The blocks hadn't been sent from Ome. I went to the block storage room yesterday in Ome to see, just to confirm that the Yokai Dracula blocks weren't there. They were there. I don't know who, it's Tsushima-san or somebody, whatever, but the blocks weren't, so we quickly sent them yesterday. Then I got a dosa sizing for Kawai-san. He needs it on Saturday morning.
Okay.
So tomorrow's stream might be a sizing stream, because Kawai-san needs paper on Saturday for the North Korea project.
Yeah.
North Korea project. We have to care what we say. The post office will shut us down.
Yeah.
I got to clean some Doi Hunger prints. We've got more that need to be cleaned and shaved. We got 2 great wave prints to ship after being sent back. One bounced back to Ome yesterday. A young man in Finland. He was here last week. The Marcus.
Oh yes.
He bounced back because he wasn't there.
Because he wasn't there. He was here. Yeah.
Then the Yoshida Hiroshi prints. We've got to get going on this. We've got to put them up online or something. Then the end of the month, we have to confirm. Have we done all the end of the month stuff? Did we download the post office? You're on this, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't need to look over your shoulder anymore. I'm sorry.
No, I'm in training. That's absolutely right.
Interesting. A bandsaw. We have to get a bandsaw. I know. I got to update you. I know. Wood blocks.
Yeah.
Richard in Kyoto sent me a photograph. He's got 120 old wood blocks, some 50 centimeters long by 30 centimeters wide. The good news and bad news. The good news is he can't use them. He wants to sell them to us, and he won't be greedy. He doesn't want a super greedy price.
Yeah.
But the bad news is he's already playing on both sides. So instead of being 23 centimeters thick, am I on camera here? No. Instead of being, an old wood block is about 23 centimeters thick. and you carve into it from both sides. And in the old days, they would then, if they needed again, they would plane off that and plane off that, leaving you about 14 centimeters, and they'd use that again. But that new wood block is now really unstable. It warps and twists. It's just too thin. Well, they would have done it. Actually, the wood quality was so much better. It didn't warp too much. Now, what we've done is with the old wood blocks we get, when they're carved up and carved up, first we'd like to split them in half with the bandsaw, then glue this piece onto a center core, glue this piece onto a center core, and then plane off and plane off. So we've got now a new wood block, which is a center core plus 5, a brand new perfect wood block.
Right.
So the old used wood block is turned into a brand new perfect wood block. But I can only do this if they haven't been planed down already. And over 100 of these, Richard has already had them planed down.
Oh no.
Well, that's the bad news. The good news is it's beautiful wood. We can use it. We can figure it out. The worst case is we just take that 12 centimeter one, paste it on one side, paste on the other side, and plane down some more. We'll lose half of this stuff, but we'll still have a bunch of nice wood.
Nice new pieces of wood.
Anyway, one problem is how much? He's saying, Dave, how much do you want to pay? And I'm saying, Richard, how much do you want? And we're not negotiating in a hostile sense. We're negotiating in,
what do you think it's worth? I don't know. What do you think it's worth?
And I told him honestly, Richard, we are desperate. We have no good wood. So we're not trying to take advantage of it. We will pay. But he's like, how much? How much?
Yeah.
And then they're all sitting there, 120 jumbled wood blocks in a pile in Kyoto. And whatever, rent a truck, go over, pick them up. You can't do that. Would cost me $1,000 to rent a truck, drive to Kyoto, and get back. It's easy over $1,000 to do that. Ship them. Somebody has to wrap them, package them, put them in boxes, and then each box maybe takes 4, 5, 6 blocks. That'll be $12 or so. It's astonishing. There's no easy solution for this to get from Kyoto here to Tokyo. So anyway, so these things are all on the table. What to do. So he and I have got emails going back and forth right now, figuring out what to do with this. And he then dropped another bombshell. He said, yeah, well, the woman I got these from, she has lots more.
And those ones aren't planed yet.
They're not planed yet. So, of course, I let him know immediately what...
Don't cut them up.
Don't cut them up. So, and all laughing aside, it looks like, whichever way we figure this out, it looks like we have a really, really nice source of some wood for a few years to come.
Yeah. Wow.
And this is good news, bad news. It takes the pressure off me to look for new wood. And the bad news is, because the pressure's off, if I don't look for new wood, then 3 years from now, we will still have another major problem. So we have to do both, use this resource, but not get sidetracked.
Yeah, not totally forget about the search.
Looking for new ones, yes, exactly.
John Becker says, if you can wait until November, I could bring them with me on the Shinkansen. 120 big
wood
blocks of wood. That might be tough.
No, but there's the germ of an idea here, We can't afford to sit here, rent a truck, take an employee, drive all the way down there, pick them up and drive all the way back. But a one-way trip, you can do one-way rentals. Somebody who has a driver's license in Japan. No, but for example, John's here on holiday.
Oh, yeah.
You tell him he's going to Kyoto anyway on holiday. We'll pay the back part of his trip. He goes to a rental truck. We pay for the rental.
Yeah.
John drives him back here.
Yeah.
Of course, we compensate him for his time and his dinners and whatever else goes on, and there we do. All we've done is we paid for a one-way truck rental plus the person involved.
Yeah.
Instead of a massive operation of a truck going both ways, a person.
I don't think you'd ever have to do a two-way one. You could send someone just on a train out there, rent a truck from Kyoto, and drive the truck back. Because I think most rental companies let you do one-way trips as well.
I don't know. The major big companies which there's probably a drop-off fee. And in the case of a drop-off fee at the other end of the country, it might be substantial. So we'd have to look into this.
Yeah.
But that might be an idea.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure about insurance. If he piled it up halfway through and killed himself, what are we liable for? I mean, I don't know. Whatever, there's an insurance question.
Yeah.
We may have to buy a separate insurance policy or something for this. Yeah, there's an idea in here. I didn't think of that. There's a video along the way. It could be a thing.
He says, I've already considered getting an IDP, International Driving Permit, but that might be a bit much to bite off for my first time driving on the wrong side of the road. I think it's a 9-hour drive or something.
It was all at once. You could take a few days. So make it part of your travel. So rent a little camper van or something.
Yeah,
whatever. There's camper vans for rent. I mean, you could blow this into a different idea. Stop off at Mount Fuji or whatever. And people do rent cars. I know a couple that was here last week from Switzerland. They dropped in Kyushu. They rented a little camper van and spent 2 weeks bumbling around.
Camping around the
camping around. I said, left-hand drive? Said, well, it was funny the first couple of days, but we did it.
Oh yeah, you get used to it fast.
Okay. But the risk of accidents is obviously increased.
Yeah.
But actually, there's an idea there which I hadn't thought of. Crowdsource this.
Yeah.
It's funny, my brain just doesn't work like that anymore. When I was younger, whatever, when I was managing a music store, situations come up, and right away you think of plan A, plan B, plan C. In a few minutes, you got it all worked out.
Yeah.
Now my brain, that didn't, that would have been an obvious thing to think about, but I just don't think them anymore. Something goes wrong with your mind when you, like we all know this. When you get older, just stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, it looks like for his itinerary, he's already got some things worked out. He's returning all the way from Nagasaki to Tokyo in one day, so he would just need to grab a package in Kyoto on the bring it back.
No, but if it's not
him, but there are others.
So
yeah.
let's maybe just think about the idea. Let's explore first what it would cost, what's possible, then throw the idea out to social media. We're still, there's no deadline on this. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, people know about the JR passes, the ones that give you unlimited train rides. There are similar things for expressways for people on tourist visas. They've recently created expressway passes where you pay $100 or $200 and then you can ride the tolls, unlimited toll roads.
But my God, you'd have to be spending an awful lot of driving hours to be doing that.
Trip to Kyoto, it adds up fast.
Yeah, but who's traveling in a car and wants to go on expressways? I mean, that couple that came from Kyushu, they spent 2 weeks back roads, back streets camping.
Yeah.
There's no tolls. So.
Yeah, some people drive from Tokyo up to the north end of Honshu, going up to Aomori.
Shot.
So,
I get it.
Do it for
but
that
would be the worst way to spend your holiday. Get on a freeway, go one end of the country, you're going to see nothing.
Yeah.
Most of the freeways have these stupid walls that block the sound, You're not going to see anything. Yeah. That's the last recommendation I would ever make to somebody visiting Japan.
Right.
Rent a car to travel down the country.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's even sometimes frustrating on the Shinkansen because it spends so much time in tunnels, And the new one, if it ever gets going, the linear motor car, what's that? That's 87% of the trip is in tunnels.
Really?
It's going to be nice, like an airplane. You're not going to see anything.
Wow.
You get to Nagoya like 15 minutes faster. Wow, wonderful. And you've seen absolutely nothing. What's the cost-benefit analysis on this,
Yeah.
It's the most stupid project they've ever conceived of. Even they're already building it, and it's already technologically not obsolete, but the technology is going to be superseded before they're finished.
Yeah.
And the new one will be half the cost and double the energy efficiency and whatever. They're brain dead to be one of the cutting edge people building a linear motor car. Let somebody else do that. Let the Germans, let the Chinese do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm not grumble.
Dre's123 asks, do you ever get people coming into the shop thinking it's Jed's shop?
No, but the people come in the shop thinking I'm Jed. I know all the time.
Yeah.
There was just one the other day. The guy picks up and says, I got 6 of your prints. I love the designs. Thank you very much. And at that point, we don't know what he's talking about because they're my prints. I made them. But he says, yeah, I'm not. Hey, tell me, would you do this design next? Yeah. People are thinking that.
Right.
So there's lots of confusion. And there's a huge confusion between the Jiggly prints and the woodblock prints, which these days, we don't really try and I don't bother. When they come in and say, I've got 6 of your beautiful prints, I don't ask them, how big are they? Are they mine? No, those are not real woodblock prints. We don't spoil it for them. So.
Yeah. We had a few days ago, I remember, you were here carving or talking with some other customer, and some people came in and they said, hey, you're the American, aren't you? I was like,
talking to you or talking to me?
Yeah, to me.
Yeah.
You're the American. Yes, I'm an American. Oh, I love your designs.
They thought you were
I'm not that American. I'm a different American.
Just take it. Take the photograph. Let him get the picture. Sign the autograph.
Signed, Cameron Hilger. Wait, who? I probably wrote an email to you once.
There's a famous apocryphal story about composers and stuff. I know Johannes Brahms. There's a famous story. I guess he lived around Vienna, whatever, blah blah blah. And he's at some party or something, and a woman comes up, gushing about his wonderful music. She knows he's this famous composer, and she says, "Can I have your autograph?" You know, and even they did autographs,
Right?
Yeah. And he said, "Can I have your autograph, Mr. Strauss?"
It's just
And what he does, it's a famous story of apocryphal not, and he signed it, "Yours truly, with all my respects, not Johann Strauss." So I'm changing the words. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a famous episode. So
That's funny.
So you can sign it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Tiny word, not Jed Henry. Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the story must have been, "She's going to have your autograph. I just love the Blue Danube so much."
Yeah.
Or something like that. The story must have been a
Right.
bit like that. You know, so.
Spasiba asks, is that a censoring piece of paper on the woodblock? Indeed it is. For Twitch reasons, don't want to cause too much trouble.
No, common sense. Common sense. We're gonna, once we get to the printing stage, printing the sheets, every sheet will be exposed. So we'll have to figure out what to do. You know, somebody was recommending get some software that blurs live video
Right.
and stuff. And
Huh.
I don't know if we can do that, but whatever, we'll investigate. And if not, we'll just video it off camera and put it back on the stream. You know. And maybe we can blur selectively once it's, in post. Do it in post. I don't know. And if we can't do it, we just can't do it. Don't worry about it. The print is going to be made. The print's going to get made. So if we can't live stream every single step of the process, it's no big deal. Also, I guess I got a bit sidetracked. We started to talk about next year's print series.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And the reason I mentioned that was because the Octopus. I'm supposed to get this Octopus finished. Next will be another color block soon. Bang bang, we're getting closer to the end. Soon the Octopus will be ready. But I've got to actually do the physical work of production of the first print in next year's series.
Right.
And that's going to be, as I said, it looks like it's going to be on my desk. So I'm not sure exactly when that will start, but sometime within the next few weeks, it does have to start, and we've got to make sure we get lots of good video on it. We did this for the Yokai series.
Right,
I did the first one.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Oh, Rei-chan, sashiburi desho. Hello. I don't know, a few weeks? I don't remember. When's the last time I saw you? Oh, no. You were here a few days ago and then you haven't been for a few weeks or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't remember. How's the mask? Are you okay? Kasi?
Oh, my throat hurts.
You sore throat?
Yeah.
Hey, come and show us the mask. It's cool. Who's the masked lady?
Yeah. Morning.
It's going to be a quiet day today, Chan. There's a party at 10 o'clock, and actually there's a couple of updates from the party mail. If you can check the party mail, there's a few updates there that I haven't put on the calendar yet. So. Okay, for Chan, I'll look it up here. She knows what it is, but
Yeah.
as long as it's not in her face.
He says, talking about Jed's shop, somebody asked him if he had one in Asakusa, and he referred them to Mokuhankan, so I might get another autograph chance. Woohoo. Saying that Jed's been referring more people to our shop. So that's good.
He does all the time, of course.
Yeah.
I missed all the auctions last night because of
The filming.
yeah. Luckily, there wasn't anything dramatic. There was there's a set of old temple prayer blocks. But they're no big deal. It's okay.
Especially not after hearing what you just did about
They killed the blocks.
Yeah.
But then 2 nights before, it should be delivered today. Really, really nice thing. It's not directly related to our work, and I could put these in the shop, or I could put them in the collection. Somebody put up 2 auctions. One was 40 sheets of old, 40 sheets of old chiogami. Do you know what that means? And we had a couple of sheets of it before. I've got about 100 or so sheets in my collection only. You know what people do? What's it called? Decoupage. People buy decorated paper right now. They'll get something like a little cardboard box, and they'll paste colored paper on the outside of it to make little decorative boxes.
Right.
Or maybe you'd make a doll out of paper. I mean, we know origami is folding paper. Chiogami is beautifully printed. In the old days, woodblock printed sheets of paper like about as big as this desk or so. And a lady would have a little collection of them in her home, and she would chop them up and fold it to make paper dolls or to use decorative things like that. So, educated ladies, whatever, would have this as part of their toolkit of the things that they could make, crafty sort of things they would do at home. And back in the old days, in the pre-war days, this was a big thing, before the days of TV and blah, 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 blah. And they were all woodblock printed. And an auction came up for 40 or 50 sheets of these. And it's interesting. It's from some active lady's collection. So many of them are full sheets. Many of them have a little corner cut out where she's used it to actually, make something and do something.
With it. Yeah.
And there were a bunch of those. And I had thought they would go really high, but they didn't. And I scored them. And then there was a second auction, the same person. There was a bunch of chirimen gummy. I don't know, this is going to be a long explanation. We've talked about it before. The way that they could take some paper and scrunch it and scrunch it and scrunch it to make it look like fabric.
Remember? I remember this one.
I'm not going to talk about it too much now, because next week when the auction goods come, we'll do a show and tell.
Oh, fine.
We'll talk about it and explain it more at that point. But a bunch of those, and again, almost nobody bid on it. I think they perhaps didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
They're pre-war chirimen coming. Dozens and dozens of sheets, and I got it for just not even 5 figures. So. It's very nice. So every now and then something comes up. So we'll see. We'll have a nice show and tell when that gets here.
So that chiogami.
Chio
has
it's just
just patterns on it?
Yeah, it's just it's rough. Some of them are just geometric patterns. Some of them are little repeated motifs and stuff like that.
Did we have some of that?
We had, so we did, because
Okay.
a few years ago I got a batch of like 50 sheets or so. We kept a bunch of it for ourselves, put the rest in the shop.
Okay,
And they were unfortunate. They weren't in really very good condition. They were quite moldy. We put them in, the cheap drills, the cheaper section of the shop. This stuff looks to be in very, very, very nice condition. We'll see when it gets here.
Yeah.
And I suspect that most of it's just going straight into our collection. This is not stuff for the shop. We'll do a show and tell when it gets here.
US says, not even 5 figures. We're talking in yen, so
Oops, too loud for the microphone. Sorry.
So
Dave can throw around 4 figures before asking for permission, loose change before lunch. I spend 4 figures on lunch.
Yeah.
It's the joke about the 2 Texans. They come out of lunch, walking down the street. They pass their Mercedes. You know, I guess, I got to get a new car. Well, you got lunch. I'll get this. You know, the 2 Texas oil men walking down the street. The oldest joke in the book. You know. Nah, I got lunch. You know. Crap, my wage bill here is 7 figures, right? Every month, 7 figures. Actually, we figured that out. I went back to the. I was curious actually what we're paying. So I wonder what it is every day. I took the first 6 months' figures up to June because this is all wrapped up.
Okay.
Took the total money we spent on people.
Yeah.
This is all the staff members here, plus Kuboda-san, plus Yamamoto. People.
Yeah.
And you work it out, and per day, it's $850 per day. Every day, never ending. That's my wage bill.
Yeah. Wow.
In dollar form, it's $850 per day.
Wow.
And growing because as we go.
That's hire more staff or keep more staff here in the shop at a time. Wow.
And that's got to come out of the profits of the prints. So what we have to sell in prints every day to pay those wages and the cost of the prints and all the other stuff, the rent and everything else. So it's getting to be fun, you know. It's getting scary, but now it's getting so scary that it's at a level where I can't control anymore. So just whatever, Dave, don't sweat it. Just you're on the tide, just ride it. Yeah. I mean, you're riding on this tiger, and now the tiger's teeth are getting longer and sharper. The tiger's claws are getting longer and sharper. But I'm on the back. I'm on his back riding it. I'm safe. As long as we keep moving forward.
Yeah.
As long as we can keep moving forward. I know if there's a depression or an earthquake or whatever, those things now, that's where the shite will hit the fan. You know? It's easy to do this when you're in a growth mode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, my turn. One more. No.
Stall.
Stall.
I remember the day I visited you in Ome in 2007.
Is John, is it?
Yep. It says, I paid for a complete set of prints in cash, and you were pleased that you wouldn't have to go to the bank that week. What is that? When you were
But this is when 2007.
7, he says.
So it's before we had employees then. This
Yeah.
is longer. I would have been in a treasure chest or something or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Every time I see something in yen, I think it looks so expensive, but it really isn't.
So good. Head to the
Someone's saying
website.
here,
Go
yeah.
to the website right now. For Americans, it's easy. Just look at it as pennies, and
Yeah.
you're within 5% or so. It goes up and down.
Yeah.
Just knock off 2 figures, and you got the dollars. So if
Yeah.
something is 5 figures, it's really 3 figures. If
Yeah.
it's 10,000, it really means it's 100. It's 10,000 pennies. So for Americans, it's relatively easy these days.
Yeah, although it's drifted.
Huh.
It's numbers.
Up and down. But you're within the past few years, you're within 10%.
Yeah.
But historically, it's very different.
Mm-hmm.
The Europeans, euros and pounds and stuff are a different
A
story.
little
of
more
course.
complicated, yeah.
Something suddenly caught as soon as the Beijing came in. My turn. Huh?
She's giving us all allergies or something. Lovely sounds, music to not my ears. You're talking about the coins? What is it?
She's getting the cash ready for the
Yeah.
day. So. We go through the motions. We add it up in the morning and then add it up at night and try and figure out where it all went. So, they do pretty well on it.
Yeah. Ray counting the change? Yes. Let's go. Then Steve says he was more complaining about blowing your nose. But
I turned away from the microphone. I tried to do the right thing.
yeah. She counts one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me.
It's a cool thing about running a shop in this kind of environment in Japan, where me as the shop owner, I don't have to even remotely think about stuff like employee. What's it called? Wastage? No, there's a word for it. The part that you lose to employees pocketing stuff.
Yeah.
There's a word
Putting
for
their
it.
hands in the cookie
Slippage,
jar.
wastage. I forget the word. Well, we don't have to even think about it. Absolutely. It's an irrelevant thought.
Yeah.
The idea in Japan that any part-time worker would take stock or anything is just inconceivable. It's not that every Japanese is a perfect person. There's crime here, there's bad people here.
Yeah.
But crime takes different forms and different shapes, and just that just would not happen.
Yeah.
Slippage. I forget the term for it.
Vanishing cash.
Kawai-san walked out here with a couple of prints the other night. I saw him do it. We got him, he's funny. We got a batch of stuff for the flea market.
Yeah.
Packages of prints. And some of them recently have been this foxing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So stuff that's lightly foxed, we can put it in a clearance sale in the cheap girls' corner. I mentioned foxing, price down, whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're just so badly foxed that they're just inconceivable. You can't sell them. Don't you? Just throw them away. And the other day, I was literally throwing it in the garbage can. Carl says, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's fox. We can't sell it. Nobody in the world wants this." But he's an up and coming printer. He wants to study. He wants to look. So he says, "Can I take it?" Yeah, whatever. Okay. Well, I get it. He can't, really afford to. He's a young man trying to save up and think about maybe getting a partner, whatever. So he can't really throw his money around. So fair enough. So if that helps him study and
learn, improve, that's cool.
And I'm happy, actually, whether or not it helps him is irrelevant. I'm happy to see a printer who is interested in the prints. I mean, owning them, and
Right.
It sounds strange. Of course, the printer is interested in prints. No, that's not the standard pattern here. Those craftsmen are working downtown. They don't have a print collection. The idea would be, what? They print them and send them out. It's like if you imagine a guy working in the printing press of a newspaper downstairs. He's like going to take one home every day. Well, he'd take them and read it and throw it away. But I mean, he's going to collect
throw it away.
So,
The spider.
So I'm happy. The little guy, careful. He's our little pet here. He's hanging around this corner.
Yeah.
I'm almost saddled him. Yeah, he hops. He's pretty good at hopping out of the way.
Yep.
There's two of them here. There's one here and one in the party room.
Oh, okay.
I might be the same guy migrating back and forth. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. You hassled me all morning. I'll go to the print party. No, now you're over here.
So, point me, I'm really, really happy to see Kawai-san just interested enough in these things to say, I want to physically own one. For me, that's great enough. Really good.
It is.
So, whatever we can do to help him encourage his interest.
Yeah. What is hopping around? There's a small spider. Let's go.
Not roaches,
No.
mice or something.
No.
Back to where I started a while ago.
Gone full circle.
Yeah, I think so. There's parts in the middle I still have to cut, but I've come around actually the outside. It feels like it's going to be a stinker again today, is it? Hot.
No. This morning was nice and cool, actually.
Really? But I'm sweating right now, and the air conditioner's already on. Is it something? My mood is
Is
fine.
it not set low? I don't know.
I think I put it to 27, and when it's down at 20, the girls sometimes crank it down to 24 or 5, and it's bizarre. The thing strains itself all day.
Yeah, it's at 27.
Yeah. I think later on, once the party starts, we'll have to pull it down because they won't be able to handle the party room with 4 people in there.
Small spider, they're cute. May it forever catch your flies.
I don't think it's going to catch much of anything except bacteria or whatever. It's so small.
Slow, tiny. Maybe fruit flies if we had any, but I haven't
I can't
seen
imagine what they live on. What do they eat? Like, I guess there's little mites and stuff that are around.
Huh. Didn't Shiba-san have a pet spider in Ome?
Oh yeah, well I did too. When I was living there, every year in the autumn, there's these giant Jorogumo would live there. And I had that considered them, pets to whatever. I didn't sweep them away. I kept them there. And,
Let them eat the
they're eating
mosquitoes.
their body weight and mosquitoes and stuff every day. So yeah, there was one on the stairs. I guess I didn't see it, but Shiba-san said she told the other women, "Don't you dare kill this."
Smash
This is
them.
yeah.
This is our friend. Kevin B. Who in the world would want a pet spider?
They're okay. They're actually fun. Have you seen close-up pictures? They're so cool when you see
fascinating.
close-up pictures. You know, so.
Their eyes are so interesting.
I don't have a problem with bugs and stuff. You know.
But yeah, those big, the Joro Gumo, is that what they're called? They can get big.
But big enough for you to see and sort of, talk to them. Also, what's really cool is the one I had in Ome there for you. You see it on its net, on its web outside.
Right.
And you can see all the different carcasses of stuff it's caught and wrapped up to eat later. Because they catch much more than they can eat right away. And if you look around, you could always see the little guy, the little male.
Huh.
You see her hanging in the middle of her web, a giant creature hanging there. And you look around, somewhere up in one corner is this little tiny guy. And that's the guy waiting for his chance to get in there and do his job.
Yep.
With or without getting eaten. Yeah. I mean, we know the routine. He's got to do his job before he gets eaten.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter.
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. What a life, man. Waiting for that moment.
Kevin B is not convinced. Any size, just no. Not a fan of spiders.
I can see it because there's, for me it's mokade, the centipedes. These are the ones that just give me.
Creep you out.
Yeah. I couldn't, if it was here, I really would not want to be in the same room with this thing.
Yeah.
So I get the idea. Why each of us has different reactions to different ones, I don't quite know. But the centipede for me, well, I know why my because I've been bitten enough times. They are really super painful.
Yeah,
so.
they're vicious.
So I get it. I can.
I haven't seen too many centipedes here in Japan, but I lived for a time in Hawaii, and they were sometimes just awful.
Yeah.
Just
and they are poisonous, and they are painful, and the wriggling motion is one that just sort of creeps you out.
Yeah.
I'd never seen one here in town, but out in Ome, they're just everywhere.
Yeah. Conter says, I get really freaked out by the massive golden orb weavers they have in Okinawa. They're not only in Okinawa, they're all over the place. Those black and yellow spiders.
Okay, but I mean, they're static, you're going to go in their house or whatever, you're not going to wake up and find one in your shoe or something.
No. Sometimes they create webs between my car and the edge of the car cover. And so I've walked straight into their webs a couple times, so I'm no fan of them either. Get out of my house. Well, not my house.
Well, I destroyed so many yesterday when we hit that bush yesterday. I had to be the leader going up to that trail. First one of the day, first one in years.
Yeah.
It was just like, they weren't strong enough to hold me back, but that's how many there were. It's what it felt like, pushing my chest through these nets, So.
Yeah.
After the rain. And I was really apologetic. Sorry guys,
Yeah.
They've all made these things.
Yeah.
How's our time, sir? It must be getting along, is it?
9:24.
Okay.
You're a few minutes early today.
Pardon me. The time, I was sort of thinking that there must be some girls coming soon. Who's on today? Audrey-san and Shiba, the usual three? Oh, cool. If I forget, Rei-chan, there's a package down there against the wall. It's for Shiba-san.
Okay.
She ordered, it was a Yahoo auction the other day for a book that came up, and I already have a copy of the book, and she'd lusted after it. So when I told her there's another copy, she said, if you miss that, I'll never speak to you again. And I got it at opening price, 2,000 yen. Nobody else wants it. It's a book of Okada-san, Okada Yoshio designs.
Oh, okay. Is that the one that you showed a little bit of in the...
No, that was that's Okada Yoshio's Genji Monogatari.
Right.
This was a book
Just
he did years before that. It was women from the water trade, whatever, ladies of the night.
Got it.
And we did a bunch of designs on them. These didn't become woodblock prints. These were just designs.
Just his... Okay.
And it's they're pretty overdone. They're pretty fleshy and overdone. And,
Got it.
Shiba-san just fell in love with them right away. I thought about too, do we buy these books and put them in the shop? Because there'd be lots of people, people on the stream would love to have this book.
Yeah.
But shipping books overseas, they're so heavy.
Yeah. to charge
I
a lot
don't
more
know.
for
So
shipping.
it just doesn't add up. You know, we could have a book corner because there's lots and lots of books about prints available,
Right.
but they're so freaking heavy.
Yeah.
You go through the used book dealers downtown, and as for example, maybe a Kodansha Ukiyo Encyclopedia, 18 volumes that was published for like $30,000 back in the bubble time. And now nobody wants them. They're all, because everybody, who wants encyclopedias? Like you can probably buy Encyclopedia Britannica in America for $50 or something, or pick it up off the sidewalk.
Yep.
And the same thing here, there's these giant sets of books about every kind of art, not just ukiyo.
Right.
And nobody wants them. But they weigh a freaking ton.
Yeah. Huge.
So if there was some way around that, we could run a nice, these guys would really be interested in all these books.
Yeah.
I've got my own collection. I buy the best ones. I buy one set for ourselves. In Ome, you've seen it. We have bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves.
Get an airtight container and fill it with helium. That'll lower the weight. Funny suggestion.
So we're lucky with the wood block prints in that they're so light.
Yeah.
High value, low shipping rate. But the books are the other way around. They're low value, low cost, and very, very high
Shipping
costs. So it doesn't work.
I wonder if they have a special kind of...
Well, there are C rates. You can put a bunch of stuff in a box, 30 kilograms maximum.
see you in half a year.
It's a half a year later. And some countries don't do it. You can't spend more than, I think it's 15 kilograms to Canada. Country to country, it's a different max. I don't know that. But yeah, that's one. That's what I've done in the past. When me and my wife, when we visited Japan the first couple of times, we bought tons of books from used bookstores and threw them in a post box.
Yeah.
And literally half a year later, see it half a year later.
Yep. Ardua question. Is your first print support forum still open for new membership, or is it closed?
No,
it's a project in...
I know, we've got to ask, the stream. Okay, good.
Yes.
I need help. I know the software that runs it is a commercial, what's it called? PHP forum or PHBBB, or I don't even remember because it's been a year since I looked at it. It has crashed because our server, our web host upgraded the PHP to a different level, and the support form software no longer runs, and it no longer runs, so I can't export the stuff into an external database to import it back into a newer version of software. Yeah. So I need somebody who has experience of that particular forum type software to go in there. Actually, it's not PHP, it's Perl, I think.
Perl, okay. Audrey's here.
Whatever, we're closing the stream. Let's make some kind of announcement or post about that to somewhere, to the Facebook page or something. Okay. Dave's looking for help for a developer who knows how to do this, who can come in the back. We'll give him a login for that folder. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, the support form, I would love to get it back up. There's a ton of wonderful information in there.
Screaming in agony.
Anyway, this is part of the problem. This is why I haven't sort of rolled up my sleeves and said, okay, Dave, let's get in there and dig it out. So.
Good morning.
Anyway, let's do that somewhere. Okay. Let's post on Insta or Facebook or something. Yeah. Okay. Figure out what the problem is. Post what help we need, and see if there's somebody out there. Okay. Set a price for it.
Yeah.
This time.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to run around this corner, finish this, and then it's time for us to sign off. Right. Okay. I'll go to here. That's the end of this carving. And the next stream tomorrow is what day? Today's
Wednesday.
Tomorrow is Thursday. Either Thursday or Friday, I need to do a sizing batch. So I don't know if that will be tomorrow or the day after. The other thing here, this next one will be this block, and the next stream here will be very noisy because I've done the cutting now. The next job on this block is the persuader to dig it out, and there is a lot of digging out. So maybe we'll do out for you. Sucker. We'll do a silent stream or something. Sorry about that. Sorry. Thanks, Cameron. So you can see that they're persuaded there's going to be just everywhere digging these out with a chisel. It's going to be a long, noisy process. So that might be tomorrow's stream. I'm sorry, I don't know. So tomorrow might be sizing, might be digging that out. It might be something I haven't even thought about yet that's going to blindside me today. I don't know. Maybe part of it will be a show and tell. I don't know. Also, too, advance warning, Friday. Friday is the second day of filming for that TV program, and I don't know what time they're coming. And they may be coming early, in which case it might be disrupting the stream. Or maybe they're going to film part of the stream. So stand by to understand that Friday's stream might also be disrupted. All right, camera stand, I think that's it.
All right, you got around that corner.
I got around that corner. We have now cut most of this thing out. I don't think I made any big mistakes. We'll find out at the next stage.
Okay.
Thanks, gang. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot. We will see you next time.
Next time. Good.